please like and subscribe. Lesson 2, Arts and Crafts of Thailand. Flying lanterns are made out of rice paper with a bamboo frame which contains a fuel cell or small candle. When the fuel cell is lit, the flame hits the air inside the lantern, causing the lantern to rise. Once airborne, the sky lantern will rise until the fuel cell or candle stays alight. When the candle burns out, the sky lantern floats back to the ground. In Thailand, flying lanterns are used during the year for festivals, the most popular being the Loy Krathong festival. This festival is held on the night of the 12th full moon, usually in November, with Chiang Mai believed to have the brightest and most spectacular celebrations. Loy Krathong, it is one of the Thailand's most enchanting and the second best known festival after its New Year's festival Songkran. Krathong is a Thai term which refers to a piece of banana trunk decorated with flowers, banana leaves, candle, and incense sticks. All of Phuket's major West Coast beaches take part in Loy Krathong festivities with a mix of locals and tourists. Patong Beach and Nai Han around the lake usually have the most activity with local visiting beaches like Karon and Kata. Indigenous people represent 1.4% of the total population in Cambodia, and the majority of them live in remote rural areas within the country. Often referred to as Highlanders, their ways of life are different from the Lowlanders, both from the cultural and economic perspective. Handicrafts are part of their traditional culture and their livelihood as they produce textiles, baskets, jars, pottery, and other tools for their daily use. Why do handicrafts significant to indigenous group? Of course, it provides vital employment opportunities to most indigenous artisans and disadvantaged people, especially women who are struggling for survival. In this country, they make paper by hand in the wider region for over 700 years using the bark of the local sa or mulberry tree. The bark is crushed and soaked in water until it dissolves into a paste. Basic process in making the paper. So the bark is crushed and soaked in water until it dissolves into a paste. The liquid is then scooped up, poured through a bamboo sieve, and finally placed in a thin layer on a bamboo bed and dried in the sun. Traditionally, sa paper was used for calligraphy and for making festive temple decorations, umbrellas, fans, and kites. In former times, it was also used as a filter in the manufacture of lacquerware. Describe Vietnamese silk painting. Vietnamese silk painting is one of the most popular forms of art in Vietnam, favored for the mystical atmosphere that can be achieved with the medium. In the 19th and 20th centuries, French influence was absorbed into Vietnamese art, and the liberal and modern use of color especially began to differentiate Vietnamese silk paintings from their Chinese or Japanese counterparts. Vietnamese silk paintings showcase the countryside, pagodas, historical events, or scenes of daily life. Shadow puppet is famous in Indonesia. Wayang in modern Indonesia language means show or perform. Kulit means skin, a reference to the leather material that the figures are carved out of Others say that wayang is also attributed to the Indonesian word bayang, which means shadow. Thus, the wayang kulit puppet perform. The puppets are moved behind a cotton or linen screen by a dalang or puppet master in shadow puppet plays. The dalang tells the story, interprets and voices each character, producing sound effects with speech and movements, and manipulates all the figures between the lamp and the screen to bring the shadow to life. Most shadow play is based on two epic stories from India, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. The Balinese and Javanese have combined the Hindu stories with Buddhist and Muslim ideas mixed with their own folklore. Kite in Malay is a uniquely designed Malaysian kite. Its wings are similar to an Arabic letter pronounced as wow. This kite-making tradition comes naturally to Malaysian people, especially in the eastern states of the Malaysian or Malayan Peninsula. First used kites as scarecrows in the fields and as means to lull their children to sleep, so they could work with little interruption. Now, kite has become a popular sport not just in Malaysia, but also internationally. Malaysia has been celebrating kite festivals annually like the Pasir Gudang International Kite Festivals. So, this kite festival encouraged more tourists to visit their country. The songkok, also called peci or kopiah, is a cap widely worn in Indonesia, Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, the southern Philippines, and southern Thailand, mostly among Muslim males in formal gatherings such as weddings, feasts, funerals, or festive occasions such as the Muslim Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. The songkok came to be associated with Islam in Malaysia, while in Indonesia, peci is also associated with the nationalist secular movement. There are the three categories of Brunei Songkok. One is the star, which is a piece of cloth tied around the head. Two, Songkok or kopiah, a type of cap made from velvet. Three, Tangkolok or Serbian, which resembles a turban and is typically headdress in the Middle East. After a period of time, the wearing of songkok became a tradition and synonymous with being a Malay. Gradually, it replaced the dasta as part of Malay's national dress on most formal occasions.